All right, so what are we going to game tonight? We could play some Overwatch. How about some Modern Warfare? Let's check out Steam. We got Doom Eternal, Quake. Anything I haven't played in a while? Ooh, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got to install it. What? 90 gigabytes? Hey, Mom. Why don't we have enough space? What? What do you mean we only got 500 gigabytes? How am I going to upgrade this? We don't have enough room. What are we going to do? Well, the struggle is real, guys. Game files these days are just so darn big. If you're playing like Modern Warfare, Black Ops 4, Grand Theft Auto, any modern game is probably going to be 60 gigabytes or more. And if you just built a PC that's a budget-oriented, or heck, even a pre-built PC, chances are you're running out of hard drive space. And rather than, compromising on which game you're going to uninstall or postpone buying, we're actually going to upgrade our components, but I'm not going to be the one that shows you how to do it today. Today, we're going to be walking my nephew through a PC hardware upgrade. He lives up north from where I live, and we're going to be going through a Zoom call with him and showing him and you how to install and upgrade your storage drives in your computer. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. This is my nephew's first or second time opening a computer. So we're going to be kind of patient with him, but I will be dropping quite a bit of knowledge nuggets. Upgrading a hard drive is super easy to do, super straightforward, and all the hardware you really need to upgrade is a simple screwdriver. I do like these customizable precision head drives. Sometimes you need a big head, sometimes you need a small one, phrasing, and I really like these. These are pretty good. But that's really all you need. So without further ado, let's dial into our Zoom meeting and let's go show our nephew how to do it.
I'm actually right here.
All right, yeah, let's see that computer. By the way, I've built my computer for my nephew here. I actually built it for both of my nephews. I think this one's got a GTX 970 in it with a Ryzen 3 1300X. I think it's got 8 or 16 gigabytes of RAM. So it's super duper budget friendly computer. But it's working pretty well, would you say?
I mean, it can run a VR like with the highest graphics on like Spider-Man games, so it's pretty good.
Okay, cool. And the problem you're having is you don't have enough storage. Today we're going to be upgrading to like a 2 terabyte spinning disk, right? Can you show it to us? Or is it a 1 terabyte SSD?
It says... I honestly don't entirely know what all those words mean.
Yeah, just show us the label. It's 1 terabyte. Boom. That's a freaking solid state drive. That's going to work really well with this computer. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually open up both sides of the panel, the front side and the back side. So where the window is and the back. And we want to get access to the power connectors as well as the SATA ports. Do you know what those are?
I'm pretty sure I know what they are. Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and open up the window part and go ahead and open the back panel too. Is that the same case we got it when we built the computer? Or is that
Yes.
a new case?
Same glass, same everything.
Same everything? Okay.
Except we put in a fan, remember?
Oh, yeah. And I do remember this GTX 970 was my graphics card. I gamed a lot on that bad boy.
And it still is.
Yeah. Awesome. I even did some testing with the GTX 970 with Valorant. I don't know if you've heard of that game.
I think I've played it like once.
Yeah, it's kind of like Counter-Strike.
Oh yeah, I think I know what it is.
It should just slide out towards you.
Oh, slide out.
Yep.
I was trying to I was scared of breaking it, so I just didn't want to pull too hard that way.
Yeah, no worries.
Here.
Yeah, so look at the bottom right of the motherboard. You know what the motherboard is? Yep. That's the graphics card. The motherboard's the big thing that's got the power supply or the processor, the RAM. At the bottom right section of it, there should be some connectors that look kind of like a rectangle with a little L inside of them.
Yeah, I think I see it.
Do you see any cables plugged into that?
There's at least one if I'm looking at the right thing. If not, it's the thing near it, which has a lot more.
Yeah, and just you want to track where that cable goes because that should bring you to your other hard drive.
I believe I found it.
All right, cool. So there, rotate your computer so we can see it.
Perfect time to do this, in my opinion, since nothing else I can really do.
Perfect. So we actually have the perfect candidate for installation. So you see that bottom one, that's your main drive. We're going to be installing this new drive and that top little caddy. You see it's got a little screw on the right side. Yep. So you'll want to slide that off. So there's a thumb screw, unscrew it on the right side there. And then you're going to want to take that whole little caddy thing off. Okay, so now that you've got that caddy, what you're going to do is take the other drive out of the box, and you're going to want to mount it so that the 4 screws on the bottom of the drive can connect it to that caddy so that it can sit vertically like this other drive.
Ew, okay. Sorry, just a...
You don't have screws. So we're going to do a little bit of a hack because I don't think you've got screws to do this job. Before you try to screw the thing in, what you're going to do, take your existing drive, take it off of its little thumb screw. You're going to take that whole unit off. You'll want to remove 2 screws from the old drive.
Ooh, there was a cloud of dust in there.
Take diagonal screws out, like one of the top right and one of the bottom left.
You're about to have a perfect screwdriver for this. It's actually pretty smart. It's not like my computer's moving enough for these 2 screws to be needed.
Well, what's even cooler is this drive is a solid state drive, so there's nothing mechanical in it. So you could literally have the drive just like laying at the bottom of your case. It's just, we want it to be a little classy, you know?
Bit more safe.
Yeah.
One screw.
And the way you're going to do the new drive is similar to this. You're going to have the 2 screws in diagonal corners.
That makes sense, since it would hold it in just fine.
Yep.
This might be the most time-taking part of this.
Yeah, I mean, you might have it upside down too. Actually, no, that latch always goes at the top of the drive. And you could also take the caddy off again and attach the cable, then put the caddy back on.
That's what I was just thinking, actually.
And in case you're ever needing to re-add more storage, there's also 2 other caddy spots behind the motherboard, like further towards the back of the case.
Pretty sure I saw those before.
Yeah, and you would just do the same procedure to put them there. Yeah, you just want to be super sure that whenever you're putting all that stuff in, the cables are connected, because you don't want to have to turn your computer on and then have it say, oh, it doesn't see the drive. Because that's frustrating.
That would be extremely annoying after doing all this.
Exactly.
This is like extreme Tetris, but with more than just squares.
And this is your first time to actually mess with computer hardware, right?
Technically I helped put in that one fan, but yeah.
Yeah, fans are a lot easier than this.
Yes.
Next thing, you'll be doing computer builds yourself.
Who knows?
Cool, so you got that attached. So now you want to do the other hard drive with the other caddy.
1, 2, 3. Okay. So at the moment I just slide this into this one.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna finally take this out. Yep. Now I just gotta put these screws in and then get the cables ready.
Yep, exactly. But you're practically halfway done with this installation now.
Fine. Okay, so I got it screwed in firmly.
Cool. So now you want to find another one of those SATA power connectors that's plugged into the other drive and just plug it into that drive.
So if this is one, And that means it should be somewhat connected to this one, or it's in the same general area.
Yeah, it's not the one with the big fat 4 connectors on it. It'll
This
be
one?
Yeah, it's not the big fat ones. It'll be a small skinny one.
I had track of it for a second, but then I lost it.
What I like to do is use 2 hands, and what you're going to do is track the power connector inch by inch with one hand, and then if you have to go to the other side, use your other hand and find your right hand. That way you don't have to rely just on your sight. And there should be multiple of those connectors on that one wire.
Keep thinking that I found it, but then I just find this thing.
Yeah, you might want to just like completely move that to the side. That way you don't have to look at those cables anymore. Yeah, just like put it all the way towards the back of the case, off to the side. That way you've got more room to look for the other cable.
Just disappears off into this black void here.
So let's try a different approach. Why don't you unplug the power from the SATA drive?
This one?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, there's a power connector right below it. You feel it in your hand? Right there by your left hand. You see there's another connector on there?
This one?
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
Yes.
I just realized what you meant. I thought you meant an entirely different cable.
Nah, that's the connector we were looking for. So
So
that cable should have so pull that cable all the way out, the power cable. Is it still connected to the drive? Is it just those 2 connectors on that drive?
Hold on, I'm trying to safely pull this out.
Yeah, I wiggle it side to side, not up and down.
Oh, side to side. Oh, that worked. Much better.
Cool. So it looks like just those 2 ports are on that cable. Crap.
That's
Okay.
a problem.
It's not a problem. It's just going to make it different.
Okay, it's much easier to screw these in.
Yeah, and remember they're going to be facing different directions with both of the connectors being towards the middle of the case.
Yeah, like this, and this one facing this.
Yep. Just so that the connectors are facing each other. And you will have to like twist the cables, the power cable in like a really weird orientation, but it should still work.
Both are in.
Yeah, and do the power connectors first. Let's make sure that it's long enough. And I would plug the middle one in harder, the harder to twist one first, then plug the far end one in last.
Okay, it's in.
On both sides?
It's in on one, which
Yeah.
is an achievement to mention.
And it was the more difficult side that's in?
Just gonna see if this. Dang, it's so hard to see, like which way the L is facing without like light directly.
Yeah,
on it.
you might want to use like your cell phone light or something.
Okay, it fits. Both are in. Now I just gotta put this cable in.
So you're plugging in the SATA data cables now?
Yep. Luckily, this one is way easier.
Yeah, and it's a much smaller cable and it's its own dedicated cable too. And the other drive was already plugged in too, right? Nice. So the power connector's plugged in on both drives, and now you're just doing the last connector?
Okay then.
All right, so just double check your connections. You got data into your new drive, power into your new drive, data into your old drive, power into your old drive. But that's the installation, man. You did it.
Just got to put the things back on and it'll be completely done.
Yep, good work. So what you'll do after you power on the machine, you want to make sure that the BIOS or the UEFI still boots Windows. It should, since you didn't change that port at all, right?
I did not change any ports besides these.
Yep. So that your Windows should boot right up. And then from there, I'll send you some links and stuff. You just go into the disk manager and just format the new drive, not the old drive, and you'll be good to go.
I just move all my games or whatever put on there onto this drive and it opens instantly and it's a full terabyte.
There might be a couple extra steps on there, and I can put those links down in the description and, of course, shoot you some messages and stuff. Excellent work.
Thanks for teaching me.
Yep. Have a good night. Take care.
You too.
See ya. Bye. I gotta say, I was quite impressed by my nephew. He did a really good job. He was able to figure it out. We did have a good 45-minute call, and I tried to chop it down as much as I could. You know, we did have some problems with the length of the power cable, so maybe before you go and do this, make some measurements, see if you've got the right cables and stuff. And if you don't, you know, feel free to drop by my Discord. We can give you some pointers when it comes to picking parts and all that good stuff. And of course, subscribe to my Twitch channel. We do PC part picker builds all the time live there. And of course, hit the subscribe button. We're going to have more tech content coming out to the channel. But thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one.